Ever wish you could, like, ditch "I'm tired" for something a little more, interesting?
Oh, definitely.
Well, get ready because today we are diving into British slang and idioms. We've got a lot to get through.
Yeah, some of these I use so often I forget. They might sound a little strange outside of the UK.
That's what makes it so fun. Let's jump right in with one I've definitely heard before but never knew how to use. Knackered. It just sounds so intensely tired.
Oh, absolutely. Like, imagine you run a marathon through mud, uphill,
Oh no.
both ways. That's when you'd say, I'm absolutely knackered.
So not just tired, like next level exhaustion.
Yes. And it's funny where it comes from, actually. Knackered comes from knackers, who were people who disposed of old horses.
Wow.
This is quite a vivid image.
It is. No more "I'm a bit tired" after this. Okay, speaking of situations where tired doesn't quite cut it, what about those times you totally mess up socially? Like those awkward moments we all dread.
Ah, you mean like when you put your foot in it?
Yes. Put your foot in it? Where did that phrase come from?
The imagery, I think, really helps. Imagine stepping into something awful. That's the feeling it's trying to capture. Like you've made this awkward blunder and you just want to disappear.
100%. That feeling of, I can't believe I just said that, is universal. It's amazing how one phrase can capture it so perfectly.
And it really connects to British culture, too, because, Brits are, well, historically, very concerned with being polite and not causing offense.
Which makes those foot in mouth moments even worse, I bet.
Exactly. The fear of being rude or causing discomfort just adds another layer of meaning to the phrase.
It's like the verbal equivalent of spilling tea on the queen. Maybe a bit dramatic, but you get what I mean. Okay, so we've done exhaustion, social blunders. What's next?
Let's switch gears a bit and look at a phrase that's simple but actually quite subtle. Bring about. At first, it might seem like just another way to say cause, but there's something more to it than that.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Like it's hiding a secret meaning or something. What is it?
It's all about the process. Bring about implies a series of actions, a chain of events that lead to a result. It suggests a more deliberate and thought-out approach instead of just one action.
So it's more like setting a plan in motion and letting things unfold over time versus just a direct cause and effect.
Exactly. Like a government might implement policies to bring about economic growth. It's not instant, but a strategic move for change over time.
Like the difference between flipping a light switch and, I don't know, growing a garden.
Well,
Both have an end result, but the way you get there is totally different.
yes, exactly. And that's really key to understanding all the little nuances of English.
This is making me realize how much I love finding out all these hidden meanings behind the words we use every day.
Uncovering hidden treasures, that's a great way to put it. And believe me, there are plenty more where that came from.
I'm ready to uncover more, but first we'll take a quick break. When we come back, even more British slang. And we are back. More British slang. Are you ready?
I'm ready. This next one is a favorite of mine, actually. I even used it with some American colleagues the other day.
Oh, really? Which one? Tell me.
Gobsmacked. Such a great word, isn't it, for when you're just completely and utterly astonished. Like you can't believe what you're seeing.
Gobsmacked. It's very expressive. It's like that emoji with the wide eyes and the open mouth.
Yes. And the word itself is even funnier when you think about what it means. Because gob is slang for mouth.
Oh, right. I never thought about that.
So someone's so shocked their jaw drops open. Gobsmacked.
Like those cartoon characters, when they see something amazing and their jaw just hits the floor.
Exactly that. Just speechless.
Yeah.
Totally surprised. It's a very visual word, which I think makes it stick in your mind.
It does. Way more memorable than just saying I was surprised. Learning all this British slang really makes you realize how much personality it gives to the language.
Oh, definitely. Slang and idioms, they give you that window into the culture, the humor of a place. Like you just wouldn't get that from formal language.
It's like instead of just speaking the language, now you're playing with it, adding a bit of your own flair to it.
Exactly. You're not just conveying information anymore. You're expressing yourself. And slang is like your secret weapon.
Adding a little spice to your vocabulary. Speaking of, are we all out of British slang or is there more?
Oh, we're just getting started. So many more quirky little phrases to explore, each with their own history and what they mean to the culture.
Well, let's keep going then. Before this, I kind of thought of slang as almost like rebellious,
Oh, interesting.
But I'm realizing now it's so much more than that.
Definitely not. It's not about rejecting proper language or anything like that. It's about adding to it.
Mm-hmm.
like a reflection of how people really talk and connect with each other.
Yeah, it's like seeing how a culture really is versus just the textbook definition.
Is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Language isn't stuck in time. It changes as people do.
Mm.
And slang is a big part of how that happens.
Thinking back to knackered, it's not just being tired, right? There's a whole story there about work and animals, even humor.
Right. And put your foot in it.
Yeah.
You can tell how important it is to Brits not to cause offense, just from that one phrase. It's fascinating.
Like little clues about the culture. And gobsmacked, that one's just fun to say.
Exactly. That's another big part of it, the playfulness.
Mm.
You get to add a bit of humor, your personality to what you're saying.
Like you said before, it's more than just information, it's expression. You know, I'm feeling pretty chuffed with how much we've learned today.
Chuffed. There you go. Another great example.
Wait, does that mean what I think it means?
Why don't we let our listeners figure that one out?
I like it.
Yeah.
A little something to think about. So that wraps up our deep dive into British slang. We've had a blast. Hope you have too. But remember, language is always changing, so keep exploring and see what other amazing words you can find. Until next time.